Yes, this is Mr. Controversy, and this is the infamous three-point conversion station. Keep it locked.
Yes. We are back inside the three-point conversion sports lounge. And I am your host, Mr. Controversy. Did you miss me? It's another beautiful Saturday morning. It's a great Saturday morning. Football is back. But before we get into that, I hope everyone else is doing great this morning. And I'm not doing this by myself. First, I have my engineer, the one who runs things and make sure that things are intact. My man G. What up, G?
Yo.
And I got my road dog back. My partner in crime, the intellectual. What up, man?
What up, though? Good to be back, bro. Good to be back.
How you been, bro?
Man, been good, man. Was able to spend time with family last week. It was beautiful, man. A beautiful thing.
Good. Yeah, man. Had a great trip last week. If you all didn't see the pictures or videos, it was great. If you all listen, you all know, but if you didn't, G stepped in, did a great job as usual. I'm still kind of upset that he said, yo. I'm like, dog, you on the show now.
You got to get down. Yeah, I see y'all did y'all thing.
Okay,
too,
then you have to stop saying, did you miss me?
No, that's what I say, though. But I'm
yo is what I say.
No,
Leave me
but
alone.
you a co-host. You can't.
Leave me alone.
Quick shout out to the Pendleton family.
Yo is
man.
what I say.
No, but we had a good time, though. We really did. Got to meet a lot of people, experience some good stuff. So, but football is back, man. I'm just happy about that.
All right, you like preseason football. You know, I already kind of talked about how I feel about it, man. The third one, I'm gonna watch a lot of the third preseason game because you know they.
Well, I don't know why, because last year the third game nobody played. Remember they tricked us.
They did.
So y'all better watch it while y'all can.
Right. Well, we're gonna dive deep into that. Don't even trip.
Yeah, we got a lot of good things to talk about. First off, we have to talk about your man's bugging. AB, or is he? I don't know. We got to talk about AB and this. You know, I'm not playing unless I get my own helmet or the helmet I have now. I want that.
Even though y'all told me a year ago that y'all weren't going to allow this helmet anymore, I still want to use it.
Right. We gonna get into that. You know, why he kick up his frostbitten feet.
Yeah, I got a lot of thoughts on that too.
Yeah. Also, of course, we're talking preseason. Preseason. First week of preseason almost completed after tonight's games. But just for the simple fact that we are, getting to seeing football, and there's a lot of good things that happen. We're going to talk about the things that stood out to us. You know what I'm saying? Things that stood out, rookies that stood out, just everything. So just glad football is back. Also, we're going to talk preseason. We always go through this every year. The grumblings are louder and louder. Should we lessen the games? Like, why are we playing 4 games? I'm going to get into that because I don't know. I don't know if I agree with everyone with that. Also, the Rich Paul rule, the NCAA came out with this rule as far as agents and qualifications, but everybody call it the Rich Paul rule. But we're going to get into it and talk about the misconception of this rule. And I think a lot of people are missing it. People are looking at the obvious. We're going to get into it. Also, we're talking Big Three basketball. Your man Joe Johnson, he might be the face of the league. Yeah.
He is. I told you, MVP with the first week, we said.
But will this help bigger names come into the league now? Because he's a big name.
Yeah.
Or is it a reason why bigger names not playing? We're going to get into that. Then we have Major League Baseball. Of course, Ronald Acuna for the Atlanta Braves is approaching Atlanta Braves history and Major League history. So, man,
We'll get into that.
is this going to last for his career, or is this just like most Atlanta Braves we see good for 2 years and then I don't know. So
2 years?
Well, one. Okay.
1.3.
And your boy hurt himself too.
Who?
Riley.
Yeah, I saw that. Riley hurt. Yeah. So we talk about that. I saw that. Yeah. So, like I said, man, let your family and friends know they can listen to the show live on 1100 AM, WWWE The Real in Atlanta on the radio. Also, we're live on the Facebook page, the 3 Point Conversion Facebook page. We're live. What up? What up? What up? Also, we're on Radio Now, iTunes,
iHeart,
TuneIn Radio. We're everywhere. We got to get this YouTube cracking soon. We're about to get that back going. But again, I want to give a special shout out to my man. I actually shouted him beforehand, but he doing this thing. My man Xavier Butler played for the Central DeKalb Jaguars. Last time he was playing basketball, now he's playing football. Mm-hmm. So the Boom Squad. So shout out to him, man. He's doing his thing. Hey, man, we rooting for you, all right? Keep doing your thing. Just don't go too hard. We don't want you to go too hard, all right? And also a special shout-out to Miss Lala. This is her first time watching. What up, Lala? She told me, I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to listen to y'all and all that. So appreciate the listen. All right.
I'll give a quick shout-out to my family, too, the Pendletons. There was a lot of us over there this past weekend. They said they always going to tune in and listen. They text me. They listening.
What up, cousins?
So, yeah, shout out.
All right. It is time to get to these quick hits. Let's get it. Shout out to Sherm Beats for the sick beats. So, first off, y'all got to hear this. So, Mr. Cashman, so Brian Cashman, the Yankees general manager, his Jeep was reported stolen. So he reported it, actually, I think. Reported it was stolen. So he got it back.
Right.
And he was going to the authorities to let them know, hey, everything's good. I got it back. It was returned. Stopped at a gas station. What do you think it was? Well, it's him, so he probably went to BP. I
feel like that's all there is in New York, though.
Yeah, it probably BP. Is, yeah.
He didn't go to Amoco. He didn't go to Kroger's gas station.
They don't have
Kroger.
Or no Quick Trip or nothing.
He didn't go to Quick Trip?
No.
They don't even have 7-Eleven, I don't think. So, no.
They got Texaco? But anyway, he stopped at a gas station. And next thing you know, whoop, whoop, about 50 of them mugs with 50 of them things in his face. Cops pulled him over, told him to slowly get out, told him to back out. I think they served him some Burger King or something like that.
I'm sure they did.
Either or, he didn't get shot up. Wonder why. But
Hey, and with that, he said, "Oh, the police did their excellent job," and blah blah blah.
Right.
Blah.
That's funny how that happens to certain people. But either or, he was cool. They didn't shoot him. Find out who it was, which is good. I'm glad.
And I get why they would have done it, right? Because initially you think he's the he's the perpetrator or whatever, right?
Right. But he better let me shut up. Anyway, go ahead, man. What you got to say?
That's pretty much it. You're good. He made it out alive, definitely, because it could have definitely got ugly. I'm sure if he had another hue, it would have been a whole different situation.
What kind of Jeep was this to where he had to have the guns drawn on him?
It was what was it?
It don't even really say. I don't think it really say, but you got to figure. I'm talking about Cashman, Millie's,
right.
I was thinking Range Rover or something.
Yeah.
No, he might be one of those types
Jeep,
to where
Jeep Wrangler, just a Jeep Patriot or something, right?
From it's a 2003 Jeep Wrangler.
Got a whole bag.
Yeah, man. But like I said, that was crazy to see what happened, to see to hear that when because I woke up and heard that and was like, wow.
I woke up reading it too.
You know what I'm saying? But anyway, moving on. Speaking of the Yankees. The New York Yankees and Chicago White Sox will play a game at the famed Field of Dreams in Dyersville, Iowa on August 13, 2020. A temporary 8,000-seat ballpark will be built at the site where the 1989 movie was filmed to accommodate the first Major League game played in Iowa.
I think it's dope. Like, honestly, and I know, a lot of people didn't like Field of Dreams. Like, for me, even when it come on right now, it could be in the middle of it. I'm going to watch the rest of it, even though I've seen it a million times. It's kind of like the movie. But to do that, I think it's dope, right? But even beyond that, imagine what that ticket will be worth in 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. You know what I mean? And it's only 8,000 seats, right? So it's not going to be a lot of tickets sold. So imagine, like, that going into the future. You were able to say you went to the Field of Dream game. I mean, regardless of how you feel about the movie, right? Like, you went to the Field of Dreams game. Like, come on, man. That's a story.
And see, they got to bank on that because, like you said, with the money, because if it's 8,000, they're not making any money.
I just wonder, like, with the outfield, is there going to be a wall, or is
if it go into that, that's going to if it bounce in there, it's a double. But if it go into it, it's a home run.
I mean, but no, when players like go back, try to catch the ball, they're like, no, I'm not going to that corner.
Right. Moving on. USA Basketball Managing Director Jerry Colangelo, said Thursday that he turned down Carmelo Anthony's request to play for Team USA in the FIBA Basketball World Cup. Colangelo said, I love Carmelo. He made a great contribution. He was a very good international player. But for where we are and what we're doing, that conceivably could have been a distraction. I get it. He says, I understand what the request was, why the request was made. He's trying to establish himself. I think that has to be done in the NBA. Go ahead, bro.
I completely agree with it. Now, we do know Carmelo probably is one of the best international players ever.
Right.
You can give him that.
Yeah.
But he's trying to audition, sort of, right? So if he come in, he going to try to do Carmelo. He going to try to get off, drop 30 a game, trying to show that he has it, right? That's not what this is. They're trying to go out there and win, try to let these young guys try to get a little experience. But, we kind of talked about this. I don't even like this FIBA thing because the NBA is the only people that really get hurt doing it. But, hey, it's part of the game.
You think that he's going to do the Carlton? And he's fighting with the other players trying to take the last shot?
Did you see him in his video when he was in that when he was working out and he was going off? Did you see dude waving, like, dude out at the three-point line waving like 8 through every shot? He was like, yo, pass the ball. Yo, pass the ball. Like,
Carmelo's like, I got the ball. The camera's on me.
It's over with.
This is for the gram.
It's over with.
Oh, man. Moving on. The Texas Rangers have banned a fan accused of racially harassing a family at Globe Life Park from attending home games. Ms. Jessica Romero, her husband, Raymond, and their 6-year-old son, Nomar, were harassed by a fan sitting behind them during the game. The fan made an obscene hand gesture in their family photo. They also allege he made disparaging and racist comments about Hispanics.
When you said Texas banned fan, I knew exactly what it was.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I knew it was a Hispanic, and I knew that they were being
right.
harassed by some guy. That's what should happen. He should be banned for life. He should not be able to come back. And that's it.
Yeah, it's sad we still got to go through this stuff, man.
I mean, come on. You know what time it is.
We already know what it is, so.
Still talk about the same things Dr. King talked about.
Right,
you know?
For real. Moving on. Oh, man. This should have got to stop it. But anyway, World Heavyweight Champion Andy Ruiz Jr. will have a rematch with Anthony Joshua on December 7th in Diriyah, Saudi Arabia. Wow. Saudi Arabia. When I saw that, I'm like, okay.
So when I first heard that part, that's like, come on, man.
Bro, they bugging now.
They put up the money.
They had to.
No, like, whatever, New York or England, they like maybe doubled, tripled that.
That's because they trying to bring a lot of stuff there now. From the Black Panther movie coming, allowing women to do more things recently since the controversy with Nicki. So they are trying to, I guess, build their. Well, they got the economy. We already know they got a bag, but trying to have more things coming. But for me with Andy Ruiz, I wouldn't have agreed to it.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Like, we can have this in New York because what I do know is Joshua can't win nowhere but
Joshua don't want to fight in New York.
Right, he don't want to fight nowhere but in America. He don't want to fight anywhere in America because that was his first fight in America.
But it wouldn't have been fair to Ruiz, like, oh, let's have the fight in my hometown.
Right, it definitely wouldn't have.
Lost.
It definitely wouldn't have. But for me, Joshua, you lost, dog.
Right.
Like you don't have no say so. You lucky I'm giving you a rematch.
Right, because I wouldn't have gave him the rematch.
But I think it was a clause. Like he had to, right, G?
Yeah, there was a clause.
Yeah, he had to. But like. It's that whole thing is crazy because now, do you even care if you see a Joshua and Deontay Wilder fight?
Well, and maybe that's why they're doing this because of money.
I mean, you got to and you can't just beat Ruiz. You got to
knock him
you
out.
Got to beat him up.
You got,
but even still, he can say what? Let's do a 3. Because I'm sure he's gonna have a clause in his, right?
Yeah.
So that's what it's all about, man. That's.
And now Deontay Wilder all the way on the other end. He what 2 years out of 2 years away from a fight with Joshua if he's having one.
It's crazy. Moving on.
Oh, one more thing. You see, they're building a stadium.
Yeah,
just for the fight.
Just for the fight. Yeah, they putting up money. Moving on. Former Clemson and current Missouri quarterback Kelly Bryant will not be receiving a championship ring for Clemson's 2018 national championship. According to head coach Dabo Swinney, Bryant was 16-2 as a Clemson starter and left the team 4 games into the season last year after being benched for then freshman quarterback Trevor Lawrence. I get it.
Me too.
Now, if I'm Bryant, I'm like, nah, dog. I contributed. He played 4 games.
He didn't start the whole 4 games, did he?
He started some games.
He started those 4 games.
I was at one of them.
I thought it was like 2 or 3.
No, he started 4.
All 4.
I need my ring.
You can play is 4.
Right, you can play the 4. But I thought that they had named him before those 4 was up, and he transferred.
No, after the 4th game, they named Lawrence the starter.
Yeah. Then he instantly did the
yeah.
So,
I mean, I guess I see your point where I played those 4 games, but no, dog, you wasn't on the team afterwards. Like you were gone. You know what I'm saying? You were completely gone.
See, I get Clemson because he left. That was his choice.
Right.
But at the same time, dog, I contributed in 4 games. I need who's to say a freshman would have started and lost or won the first game.
Well, he showed us he was. Lawrence came in and showed us.
But they was bringing him in slowly, for sure. But
give him a 4th of a ring.
I don't know. I see both points. And last but not least, my boy Braves outfielder Austin Riley suffered a partially torn LCL and has been placed on the 10-day IL. According to Braves manager Brian Snicker, Riley was warming up in the visitors' dugout when he away room at Target Field before the game against the Minnesota Twins, and he felt like a twinge, and something didn't feel right in his knee, and but they're saying that he won't. There's no word if he will have surgery. Hopefully he won't, but much prayers to him.
Put him at the cleanup.
Yep.
You remember that phrase, G?
Well, if he would have been at the cleanup, he'd be straight.
Put him at the cleanup.
He wouldn't have got hurt. He wouldn't have had to be.
He said, "Put Riley at the cleanup. Let Donaldson go on."
But all right, we're gonna take a quick break, and we will be back with a hot topic. Let's keep it locked.
Good morning. This is Greg Hurd with your sports news break. The Atlanta Braves won in dominant fashion, beating the Miami Marlins 8-4 behind Ronald Acuna's 2 two-run home runs. Julio Teheran struck out 7 batters and gave up only 1 run in 7 innings. The Atlanta Falcons lost their second preseason game 34-27 to the Miami Dolphins. Matt Schaub threw for 172 yards. The Atlanta United are looking to complete a 3-game match against the New York City FC on Sunday. So make sure to follow the 3-point conversion for all of your major sports news and updates. It's where fans' opinions matter.
The sun's out and vacation mode is on. Get your thrills and chills at Lake Winnipesaukee and splash-tacular fun at Soak Your Water Park, where there's excitement for everyone and special discounts almost every day. Let the whole family cool off in the refreshing fun of Soak Your Water Park. Splash down on the Winnie 500 racing slides and float along the crazy river. Receive an adrenaline rush on the Ozone 14-story freefall or the world-famous Cannonball roller coaster. Kiddie rides bring endless giggles, and family attractions create fun for every age. Don't forget your sweet tooth. You'll need it to complement your powdered sugar smile from our legendary funnel cakes. So what are you waiting for? Put down your phones and video games, gather your family and friends, and upgrade your summer fun to Lake Winnie. Memories are timeless, and the excitement is endless. Make this summer one they will always remember at Lake Winnipesaukee, the South's favorite family amusement park. Visit lakewinnie.com for more information.
Yo, you chilling with the 3-point conversion sports line. It's Chad Johnson.
Get ready. From the oven to your ears, it's now time for the hot topic.
Yes. We are back inside the 3-point conversion sports lounge. And I'm your host, Mr. Controversy, sitting here with my man, D Intellectual.
Yes.
And this next segment, the hot topic, is brought to you by Cindy Cuts Barbershop, located on 3000 Chapel Hill Road, Suite 206, Douglasville, Georgia. Just make it simple. Great barbershop. Everyone can cut. No empty seats. Sports, community, unity. It's a good vibe, man. Good place to be. Shout out to the homie, Dwayne Chambers. Make sure y'all check him out. He is the last barber on the left. All the way down the left when you walk in, you can follow him on Instagram at Simha the Barber. That's SIMHATHEBARBER. Simha the Barber. And shout out to my man, Chris Cole. Mr. Chris, what up, Chris? He probably not listening because he always have his headphones on. Then talk about, hey, man, you ain't shout me out. So how you do? Somebody hit him on the shoulder real quick. He still missed it. All right, so AB, what are you doing? So your boy Antonio Brown made the news once again. And it's the same Antonio Brown. Well, before I get into that, let me say. So basically, the NFL made a rule where they're changing the helmets and for, to be more safe for concussions and everything. But AB doesn't like the helmets, and he wants to keep his old helmet. And now he has filed a grievance with the NFL because of this, and reportedly has came out and said that if he doesn't get to keep his helmet, his old helmet, because he can't see, it's messing with his vision.
Right, it's like it protrudes and it interferes with.
And he said if he doesn't get it, he's not playing anymore.
Mm-hmm.
First, does he have a point?
So it's a double-edged sword, right? Like, I kind of get what he's saying, right? Like, I can't see. And also it's with helmets, right, for, like, baseball players, football players, and some things for basketball players. Michael Jordan always wearing his North Carolina 23s under his shorts. It's a comfortable thing. It's a sometimes it's attachments to it, right? So I kind of get that, right? However, you can't wear it, dog. Like, you know what I mean? You can't wear it. They gave you even more time. They gave Tom Brady a year, and if they made him put his up, guess what, AB?
Right.
You're going to have to put yours up.
No, I agree. And the fact that it's like everybody else is not complaining. But at the same time, my point is with AB, I'm not everybody. If it's messing with my vision, maybe it's.
I agree.
Maybe they're saying, you know what, because they've changed this for the better of NFL, we're gonna just deal with it. AB is like, I'm not dealing with it.
But and from what I get from it too, it's not because of necessarily safety, right? is because that manufacturer discontinued that model,
Right.
so that it's unavailable. But I guess for him, he's saying, I still got mine, so let me use mine.
Right.
Which I guess I get it. If it's not going to hurt him, if it's not nothing where in a situation where he's getting extra concussions or he needs this or needs that because of it, then I guess, let him do it. But I cannot see them actually allowing him to, for one. But for two, I can see him sitting out.
Yeah, that's not good for the Raiders. You gave up what you gave up.
But they won't lose money necessarily because they can put them on the
true, but I'm
the
just
talent.
saying.
Yeah, the talent level. The talent level. You gave up what?
You put all your eggs in a
third
basket.
rounder?
Yeah. G, what are your thoughts on it?
Look, they told him a year ago. Look, you can play with this helmet this year, but next year you got to use something else. So he had a year to experiment with new helmets to see which one works, and I don't think he took that to heart. He was spending too much time in the crowd therapy machine.
Definitely.
And
we're going to bring that up.
Yeah, so he knew about this for a year.
We're going to bring that up. We're going to talk about that part.
Go ahead, because that's what makes this whole situation funny to me.
Like, dude, you're not even playing because you can't put no shoes on in the cryotherapy joint.
Well, they're saying that this might be the reason why he's not playing. Like, this could really be the ultimate reason.
You seen them feet?
Yeah, they.
You saw them feet, G?
It looked like someone was whittling his skin
off of his feet. Come on, man.
Like it was a tree
and
stump.
I saw him when he was in the training camp with his kids. He was walking a little
funny.
Yeah, gimpy. You know what I mean? Like, come on, dude. Like,
man. So let me ask you then: is his talent worth all of this drama?
Yes. Unfortunately, right? Like, but still, right? And I was just listening to something where they were saying it. At some point, it's going to outweigh your talent, right? Because even with T.O. in his last year in Cincinnati, he led the team in catches and yards, which was 77 and 9 something, right?
Right.
Which, based on the talent level, there's no reason he shouldn't have been in the locker room the following season, right? But was he in the locker room the following season?
No.
Even though the talent level was there.
Yeah.
But we're not going to continue to continue to do this.
Yeah, but this is a team coached by John Gruden.
Yeah.
And you know what he did to Keyshawn.
Yeah.
Like no one else is allowed to have a personality
at all,
or to have problems that will be in the news other than John Gruden.
And he's the GM, right? Like
there's a GM.
Like, there's a GM, but he got a lot of control over the players and
it's
all
him,
of that.
It's Mike Mayock.
Yeah, they're not gonna let him get rid of AB though.
And I mean, but you say one thing, like his talent, and I guess it'll lead to the next question I want to ask y'all. If you had to tolerate, and I'll go first, if you had to tolerate him or him or OBJ, who would it be? And this is the thing. His antics are off the field, in practice, whatever. But when he's on the field, unless he's hollering at Big Ben, usually he's doing his thing. ODB, I'm trying to OBJ. He was looking like ODB at one time with his hand. But OBJ, with his situation off the field, nothing.
Right, no trouble at all.
Unless it's during a game on the sideline.
It's passion when it's other people, right?
Yeah, but it's like on the game, it could kind of, so it's like.
I mean, I take either, to be, perfectly honest, because off the field, you go, do what you do as long as you show up on Sunday. And both of them show up on Sunday.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It depends, and I guess it also depends on your team, right? Like, what kind of team you have. Do you have this veteran team who's not going to let this affect their locker room, or not going to do this, or not going to do that?
Right. I mean, but again.
Actually, it's becoming who's harder to tolerate as of right now for me, it would be AB.
What did you say? What would you say?
Yeah, I would say it's AB because it's a lot of this could have been avoided. like I said, he had a year to find a new helmet.
Right.
And did no one around him tell him, hey, you need to wear shoes and or socks when you're in the cryo therapy machine?
Right.
You need to pay attention during meetings, and like there was a story that he was checking his bank account or liking pics on Instagram.
He forgot. They probably forgot that it was.
Yeah, they said they didn't mind that as much, and I understand that. But the thing with the feet and the helmet could have been avoided. Yeah. And with
the feet, he just messed up. Like he didn't wear the right proper shoes. I think is what it was.
But the consequences behind it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like the consequences behind it. Like you might not play in week 1. Like, who know how long it's going to take his feet to really heal? He's a wide receiver. You know what I mean? Dude. And I get that you're trying to help your body because he was doing the cryo or whatever, but, man.
And, again, I get the helmet. It's coming from him. He's saying that, hey, it's messing with my vision. I get it. It feels like it's taking an advantage from him, Which, I mean, can we blame, let's be honest, for all of this, not blame, but this is because of Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell started this. If I'm not getting what I want, I am not playing. Now you see this, you see with Zeke.
That's a different level, though.
But I'm just saying, but it's
about money versus a helmet.
Right, but I'm just saying, it's just the fact that he did that. I don't think if Le'Veon wouldn't have done that last year, I don't think we get this. But the fact that we've seen someone do this, somebody done it.
With AB, I think we get it because he said earlier this year, he said that he is cool not playing another down of football. He has money put up. He's done this. He's done that. He's a kid from, Miami, somewhere in Florida where he came up with no money.
Right.
He got a bag now, so he's cool.
No, I don't know. We'll see what happens with this. But we're going to take a quick break. We're going to talk some more football. Preseason football. G's favorite topic. Don't go anywhere.
This Sheldon Richardson, defensive tackle for the Cleveland Browns. Here to shout out 3-point conversion, man. Radio show. Hot.
Hey, folks. Handsome Josh is here to reveal some big news to all the AM 1100 listeners.
I have an app.
That's right. You can now check out all your favorite programs right here on The Real with the Real 1100 app. Whether it's sports, entertainment, or lifestyle, the Real 1100 definitely has you covered.
So why don't you just tell me how much it's going to cost me?
And here's the best part. It's available in your Google Play or Apple App Store, and it's free to download.
Actually, you can count me in on this one.
So download the Real 1100 app today and stay in tune with The Real.
Yo, this is Champ Bailey, 2019 Pro Football Hall of Famer. I just want to give a shout out to my boys at 3-Point Conversion Radio. There it is.
All right, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. As I said earlier, NFL really and truly began this weekend.
So you
saw a plethora of games. Preseason, Atlanta Falcons played. They lost 34-27, I believe. And there, I mean, it's preseason one. Here's the thing with first game. The Falcons, I thought you saw some good stuff. You saw some bad stuff. Especially with players that are trying to make the team, Hey, Schaub looked good. People talked about Schaub last week.
Isn't he like 102?
Yeah, he's old for real.
101.
Oh, okay. All right,
Yeah, he's
went too
old.
far.
And but he looked good, you know. But my thing is with preseason, usually people get upset. Like I heard someone say, "Shout out to Ab Stanley," and I felt him. You know, he's senior writer for the 3-point conversion. He was talking about Miami Dolphins in that game. They won. You know, man, Miami didn't do anything. I don't like the fact that, you know, we look horrible. Bruh, it's
First
preseason.
game.
Preseason 1 is not about the team. It's more so about individual play. You looking at these young players get in, see what they can do.
And for the starters, it's more about getting that game speed, right? Not even like even with like they were talking about Trubisky to Nagy, right? They was like, oh, he's throwing a lot of interceptions, right? Doing some of the preseason workouts, but it's because they're trying to get him to do these things, right? Pat Mahomes started last preseason in camp off throwing a lot of interceptions because we want you to try these new things, so that when you get out here, you can have a 50 touchdown season and win MVP.
Right. So that, you know, so it's not always about the team, or it's really individual play. Who can play? Who can? You know, that's what it's about. Now, but I will ask you, what teams stood out for you? Oh, not teams, but what stood out for you? Just period. Just in the teams, player, whatever. What stood out?
Daniel Jones stood out for me. You know, of course, that's the quarterback for the Giants from Duke that when he was drafted, we all were like, I mean, including me, we all were kind of like, dude, what? Like, who is this guy, or whatever the case may be. And he came through. He made some great passes. He put the ball where only his receivers can do it. And at one point, they caught a glimpse of your boy Eli Manning with that funny look on his face, like
on the sideline.
Yeah, this is the same thing happened when Kurt Warner was happening when Kurt Warner was the quarterback and I came up.
Right, but you know he always make that goofy face.
Yeah, I think that's the only face he make. Another thing that stood out was the rookie. I think his name is.
Oh, before you get on rookies, we talk about rookies later.
Right. Oh yeah.
Anybody? Do you have anything that stood out? Anything?
I don't watch preseason football, man. This has been a staunch rule in my household for many years. Preseason football.
Know how I feel about it, man. It's not even. It's hardly interesting. I mean, it is at times, but come on, man. It's a lot of people out there just trying to make the team, and then you get somebody like Javon Curse break his leg. It might be done for the season.
Well, what stood out to me was the way. Two things. The Cleveland Browns, that first drive, it was, and I guess because we got to cover the training camp when we was out there for the Hall of Fame. And you saw, and I was telling G, we all agreed that it was a different,
a swag kind of.
Yeah, with Baker Mayfield. I guess it was kind of what he left off with last year.
Right.
But it was just a different command, like he was really in command with his offense. You know, directing people. He just had that different swag about him, like he knew what he was doing. And then you see the first drive. Guy dropped the pass. You like, okay, here we go with the Browns. And then from there on, woof, 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 woof.
Right.
I mean, it was just, and it looked like an old machine. It wasn't one of them things like somebody slipped and fall or the ball's behind him, but everything was like that.
I don't think he had to do all that with the taking a picture. It's the first touchdown of the preseason.
I mean, but you know what? I like it because that lets you know that's who they're going to be. For years, we've seen the Cleveland Browns be this team with no pizzazz, no.
Well, they had no reason to have.
They had no identity.
Right, no identity at all. But now you got it's. I mean, you think about it. Odell might have made a perfect choice because you got
he need that.
You got Baker the way he is.
Like I was talking to my cousin about it. Shout out Bruce about it, right? And what he was saying because he was asking me like, how do I feel about Baker going at OBJ when he was scrambling and OBJ didn't come in. You know how receivers are supposed to come in. So Baker got on him. I said that's what OBJ needs. He doesn't need an Eli to just be like, yeah, dude. It's cool, dude. You know, he needs somebody that's on him. And that's what Baker
but,
is.
I mean, you got Baker, you got Rashad Higgins, you got Jarvis, then you got Odell Beckham. Like, all of these guys are animated. And if that's their identity, then that goes along with winning. And
well, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of talent on the team, and the opportunity is there to kind of change the perception of what the team has been since they came back. I mean, they played like 30 to 50 different quarterbacks. They've had 30 to 50 different head coaches, and they've been a running joke for the last 20 years.
Right.
So and then with Baker Mayfield, a guy who is undersized, who has played with a chip on his shoulder since he was born, like it's forming an identity for the team. Yeah. Like there are only very few teams in the NFL have an identity as far as we know what kind of team they are and what they're going to bring every week.
Right. And just responding to someone who was listening to Mr. Armchair, he was saying that, I guess he's alluding to Odell, that he was trading out a choice. He had a choice. Trust me. Giants talked to him and asked him what destination you want to. They did that. That happens. Don't kid yourself. It happens. Trust me. So that's why I said it was the right choice. It was a lot of teams he could have went to, and John could have got a better deal. But I mean, this was one of the choices. So hey, but also that stood out is the fact that, and I'll make this part quick, them doing the challenges of the defensive penalties, the pass interference. I forgot the game that it was. One of the games, it did get reversed, which was cool, but it's only been 3 so far.
Right.
So, but still to see that to happen and see how it's going to go. And then I think after the preseason, the NFL has to come out and say, okay, this is what we're looking for, and let the coaches know. So that was cool. What rookie stood out? You said Daniel Jones. You said you had another rookie.
Brian Burns, the DN for the Panthers from Florida State. He was coming off that end. Mm-hmm. He was looking a monster. As far as the Bears' offensive line, it's pretty stable. It's good. Right. He had 2 sacks, and he was looking real good. He looked very impressive to me.
Man, Devin Bush, that dude looked like a star. Like the way he was flying around, he was everywhere. He had 7 tackles, 3 assisted. He looked good. Usually Pittsburgh, their linebackers are everywhere and they're relentless, but they're not fast except for when they started with Shazier. Mm-hmm. And now you get a Devin Bush, man. This dude look like he's about to be all over the field. His range is crazy. And then, like you said, Daniel Jones, I want to get back to Daniel Jones. Mm-hmm. You know how sometimes a player can make these they can, look good and their stats look good. Like, for instance, we saw with Lamar Jackson had a touchdown. But if you watch the game, he didn't look that good. And the touchdown was like a 3-yard out, and Snead just broke a tackle or dodged a tackle and took it took it for a touchdown. Jones, he was on the money. Every pass he made was on the money. Like, as you mentioned, Eli had that look as if, dang, this looked familiar, but I was on the other end of this. Like, I like this kid, man. I mean, so far, we'll see. I think the fact that he's playing in New York and he's playing like that with all that pressure, the media and everything, I like that in him, man. And then, y'all hear about the Rivera story? The Ron Rivera?
Where he tried to freeze
He froze for the Chicago Bears?
Yeah.
But it was to help them.
Right.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. That's what they call him. What's his nickname?
Riverboat Ron.
That's Riverboat Ronnie.
You don't like that, G? You say that like you don't like it.
Well, I mean, he'll probably, if it was a regular season game, he probably would have done it. But I think I don't mind it as much because in the preseason you can experiment with some things, and it's like, well, he's probably thought, well, let me call a timeout and just see what happens anyway.
That was funny. Oh, shout out to Kyler Murray. Lot of players, people.
Yeah, he
looked good.
He looked crisp.
He was crisp with his
crisp.
stuff.
Yeah, like even though they didn't score, he was crisp though. Yeah.
So
that offense that is.
So going into game 2 and game 3, the only thing I want to see for Jones and the fact that you can see them making plays, that's good. But I want to see if once they start playing against the starters, how will they look then?
Exactly.
But at least we know they have the ability.
Definitely.
Because then you saw Dwayne Haskins. He didn't look that well, but I thought it was good for him to learn.
It was. I mean, he had 2 picks, but he also had 100 and some yards, and it wasn't horrible, right? Like, of course, you had picks, but that's going to happen.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
He's learning.
Yeah,
there's nothing wrong with that.
Definitely. Nobody said he was going to come out and, I guess, do what Kyler's going to do right off the bat, right? Like, but I want to ask this. I know it's kind of off topic. If this was the old NFL, do you think Kyler plays baseball or football? Where the quarterback isn't protected the way that he is now.
I still think he played football. I think
he would have been switched to receiver.
Yeah, he would have been receiver. If the league wasn't what it is for as quarterbacks running the ball and being able to run, and I think that's the reason why, because the game has changed. But
they say it was that old one where they was laying quarterbacks out and
right. I don't think he would have been. I think he would have chose MLB quickly. But again, it was. Like I said, it was some good showings.
I agree.
A lot of action. And again, we missed that, man. We hadn't seen that in a while.
Needed that.
Whether you like football or not, preseason or not, it was good to see action.
And we only a couple weeks away, baby.
Yeah, man. I can't believe it. All right.
And we get to watch all of it.
We're going to stick with preseason, but now we're going to take a break, but we're going to come back and talk about should we adjust the games? Should we lessen the games? And why? Or why not? We'll be right back.
Hey, what's good? It's your boy Nate Burrows from the NFL Network and CBS. One of the illest to do it. Hey, you listening to the 3-Point Conversion Radio. Don't you go anywhere. It's lit. It's lit.
There's a lot going on in the world, and your world is always changing. That's why it's important to stay connected. The latest news, the latest entertainment, the newest music. If it's in the air or on the air, it can be in the palm of your hand, wherever you are, with the iHeartRadio app.
iHeartRadio.
Over 1,500 live radio stations from across the country, and over 15 million songs to create your own custom stations. Text IHR to 45495 to download the app or listen at iHeartRadio.com. Standard text and data rates apply.
Hi, this is Aditi Kinkabwala with the NFL Network, and you are listening to the 3-Point Conversion.
Back to the 3-Point Conversion. I didn't know we were doing that. All right. Hey, G, I'm going to give you the floor.
Off top with this one.
You talk about how you don't watch preseason football. Should they take away preseason football or should they lessen the games? What are your thoughts, sir?
Okay, I don't watch preseason football because you're not seeing the players that you want to see. The starters play one series or one quarter and then bring in the backups. Preseason football overall is not meant for fan consumption unless you are, for lack of a better word, a degenerate who gambles on preseason football, because that does exist. Or, I've said before, a lot of fans, if you enjoy football, you will probably watch any football. You will watch a Mountain West game on a Tuesday night.
That's me. In your head. You probably would too.
Yeah, so you would watch a preseason NFL game on a Thursday night to where the field's not even painted all the way. The starters aren't playing unless you have a rookie quarterback or something, but the veterans aren't playing. So it's It's meant for the coaches to evaluate the guys trying to make the team and to put their depth chart together. So it's more for the teams themselves. And so that's why, to me, it's not really meant to be – not saying it doesn't have to be televised or anything, but if people weren't watching it, there's a lot of reasons why. But since fans enjoy football, since it's football, people are going to watch it. But
do you think it's? But I'm saying, do you think they should lessen or what?
I think 4 games is enough. If they want to go to 3, that's fine. But I think 4 games is enough to evaluate a team, whether someone's going to make the team or not. I mean, they used to play 7 preseason games.
When was this?
This was in the 70s and 80s.
Jeez.
They played 7 games.
Dude, turn this off already.
I was like, how much more? How long do you need to figure out?
And probably back then, when nobody getting hurt and everything.
What get hurt? They was killing dude. You remember how they was hitting back
then? But I'm saying they probably went out for the season.
What LT did? Was it field sale?
Mm-hmm. So, do you think they should lessen?
I definitely think. I think 2 or 3 is enough. A tweet from someone, prayers up for all the boys competing in the preseason games that don't count. Every year guys get ruined playing these games and you don't need them. I kind of agree with it, man. You kind of, like, every year, right? Like, every year it never fails. Somebody, whether it's a big name, a middle name, or, someone just trying to make the team, somebody hurts their career, like, out for the year. I was just mentioning Javon Curse, right? He broke his leg. I think something wrong with his ankle, too. So more than likely, as a receiver, he's out for what? At least half the year, right?
Jermaine Curse.
Jermaine Curse,
like,
yeah.
I thought you was like, dang, did he?
Yeah, Jermaine Curse. It's broken leg with some kind of ankle, right? Injury. So that's at least half the season. That's at the bare minimum, we're thinking, right? Half the season. Come on, man. Or even better is we've talked about it. LaDainian never played in the preseason. As
Adrian Peterson did.
Right. As the team.
Barry Sanders played, but yeah, it was
right.
Danian and AP.
As the team, you have the right to not play them.
But here's my thing. I agree, but yeah, don't. If you feel like your starters, don't play them. I mean, especially with the running back position, I don't necessarily think that you might have to play in a game. Whereas the receiver position, you need to get timing right, and playing in practice is totally different against playing against competition.
And the defense too, linebackers.
So you need all of that simulation. But I can't understand why people say that. Mostly when you hear people say we should cut the preseason. Now you hear some players say it, but mostly where is this coming from? Media, fans. And G was right. This is to evaluate talent, to get your players up to speed. I agree if you say, okay, let the starters play 2 games and that's it. But you're messing with somebody's money and career that they have this chance to showcase their skill set and why they should make this team. And if you don't allow them to have this, that's not right. I mean, give them 4 games. It's worked so far. And I understand what you're saying, D. You do get players that break legs and all that, but an ACL is going to happen regardless, more than likely. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I get it, and I think it's the guy from the Browns who slept in a LA Fitness, I believe, and
that was Damon Sheehy.
Right, he did everything to get there. He actually had a touchdown return punt return for a touchdown. So in that instance, it's like the perfect, right? Like even if he don't make the team, he may be able to get on the practice squad. Because they're receiving, we already know about their receiving. He's probably not going to right. He's not going to probably make that. But even to get on the practice team and whatever that can turn into, I think they make just under $100,000 a year. So he goes from sleeping in a gym to actually being able to do something. So definitely. But I think it's like, again, if you don't want to play your players, don't play them. Trubisky last year played a total of 6 preseason series and went on to lead them to the NFC North title. Right. So and Nagy said he's going to play his veterans less. We know what our starters can do. So in that instance, you're absolutely right. Like maybe if that's this, as the team, don't play your starters. You know what I mean? Play them a small amount of series or whatever the case may be. Like you said, get the people out there that's actually trying to make that need to make the team. But I'm just not going to watch a bunch of it.
I mean, and then in that case, if it's the ones who are trying to make the team, it's not going to be a whole lot of. It's not going to be good football to watch.
Right. That's the thing.
You're going to see, receivers. I guess because they bring 20 receivers to camp, they run out of numbers. So you seeing receivers wearing single-digit numbers. At the Hall of Fame game, someone on the Falcons is wearing number 7. Like, I know they haven't retired number 7, but it was still very weird to see
number 7 out there.
I think he caught a touchdown last week, or he made some plays last week too. I mean, Thursday. But yeah, it's again. I don't think it's for the fans. I don't think preseason is for the fans. But like G said, if you're a fanatic, you want to see it. But with me, I watch all of our games because I want to see who's gonna make the cut.
You're a fanatic though, dog.
But but that part don't have anything to do with a fanatic. A fanatic is I'm watching every game. Yes, I am. But I'm saying when I'm watching the Bears, I'm evaluating my team. I'm trying to see who's gonna make that roster. Is he good enough? I don't like him. I mean, that's where it is, and I think most people look at it as just watching football, which I will, but at the same time, I watched, like, Thursday night, I watched the whole Bears game. But I wasn't cheering and, yes, nothing like that. It was more of, oh, this guy's good. Man, take him. No, he messed up. You know what I'm saying? Evaluating.
But You're still insane.
Yeah, and the reason I'm saying that is because the average fan is not going to do that, right? They're not, and they don't really, and it's kind of sad, but they don't really care about the third string, right?
It's horrible.
Because most of the time they're like, dude, the starters, right? Like, and maybe the backup, right? But most people that's playing in the preseason is going to be what? They're going to be more than likely the third string, not really the second string.
So then when this guy all of a sudden come up and start, and they're like, I don't know who he is. But you call yourself a fan, and that's your team.
But that's exactly what happens.
That's horrible.
For example, people didn't know Marcus Robinson from back in the day. People didn't know where he came from. Right. You know what I mean? He came out with that big year. Then, where'd he come from? Where he been on our team for?
But that's how it is. A lot of people don't know their team, and I don't know. I'm just that fan. If it's my team, I want to know who's third string, who's going to make the team. I don't want him to make the team, They gonna know about David.
You gonna sit in your vote?
They gonna know about David Montgomery. I know that.
Oh yeah, that boy look. Ooh.
They gonna know about him. That's all right. Don't let him watch preseason. It's fine.
That boy look good.
You'll hear about him later. But all right,
sooner than later.
So it's about time for that Stop It segment to come up.
You on the dig?
Get ready for it. Keep it locked.
What's happening? It's your man Big T doing big things. Y'all know what it is. ATL Hawks official DJ and Rap City Forever. You're checking out the 3-Point Conversion Radio. You dig?
You're tuned into WWE Hakeville, AM 1100.
The opinions expressed during the sponsored programs on this station are strictly those of the program hosts, guests, and callers and are not necessarily those of Beasley Broadcast Group, this station, its staff, other advertisers, or agencies.
Have a sports injury? Need to see an orthopedic doctor? Ortho Atlanta is one of Metro Atlanta's largest orthopedic and sports medicine practices, providing orthopedic and sports medicine care for the whole family. With 37 physicians and 14 offices, the practice provides the highest level of care for injury of muscles, joints, bones, and spine. Ortho Atlanta offers convenient access to a full range of musculoskeletal surgeons and specialists. Ortho Atlanta also offers on-site physical therapy, pain management care, MRI imaging, and workers' compensation care. The Ortho Atlanta Surgery Centers in Austell and Fayetteville provide cost-effective, same-day surgical procedures in an accredited outpatient center. Hip, knee, shoulder, back pain? Ortho Atlanta has you covered with specialists in all areas. Same-day appointments, orthopedic care for the whole family. Ortho Atlanta, Atlanta's choice for orthopedic and sports medicine care. Learn more at www.orthoatlanta.com.
Big ups to our Sports Lounge crew for keeping the airways blazing each and every Saturday. But I want to send another special shout out to our team of writers at the 3 Point Conversion. You can visit us at the3pointconversion.com. You can also like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. How about the Gram? How about iHeart? How about Spreaker Radio? How about wherever you need it, baby? We got you covered. No mercy. Don't let up on him. Go hard on him, Mr. Controversy. Hit him with the stop it button.
All right, we are back inside the 3 Point Conversion Sports Lounge. I'm going to take this time to thank everyone who has been listening, who has been supporting us. We appreciate the support. Not only the 3 Point Conversion Sports Lounge, but the 3 Point Conversion as a company. We appreciate your support, and we please ask you to continue to support us. We greatly appreciate it. All right, it is now time for the most infamous, the most famous Stop It segment. Let's get it.
Stop, 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 stop. Stop it! Stop it, stop it.
Yes, S-T-O-P, new word, I-T. Stop it!
Stop it. Get some help.
All right, D, it's on you. What do you have, sir?
So today my stop it goes out to good old 45, y'all president. He recently said on Friday, which was yesterday, that he would love to see Kaepernick return to the NFL if he's good enough. As we already know, Kaepernick is better than half of the quarterbacks playing in the NFL, of course. But yeah, that's where my stop it gonna go.
Stop it.
I think, but it's fair to realize Cap isn't going to get back in the NFL.
This is the fact that he said that, like, for all the hate you've been giving him.
Right, and to say that
now all of a sudden
you would love to see it. No, you won't.
Election time is coming up, isn't it?
He one of the SOBs that he called, right?
Right.
Yeah, get out of here. But
Stop it.
Yeah, I kind of want Cap to even stop even, like, addressing that, man. You're not going to be able to sue your employer and go back to work.
Right.
That's not going to happen.
That should get a stop it also.
Stop it.
My stop it. Sit down if you can, because this is crazy. We just talked about Cashman from the Yankees. So listen to this. Georgia Southern starting quarterback Shai Werts. He was charged on July 31st for misdemeanor cocaine possession. He got pulled over for speeding, and then the cops saw this white substance on the car, and they was like on top of the roof of the car. Why would he have cocaine on the roof? Not in the bag. It was just on the top of the car, on the roof. So Wertz tells him, "No, that's not cocaine. I don't have cocaine. Why would I have cocaine on the roof? I'm just trying to clean up his bird poop. No, it's not. Whatever." So they arrested him and everything. He's released now because it came back that it was bird poop.
Yeah.
Stop it.
How does bird poop get I guess.
How's it mistaken for cocaine? Yes, that's the question.
And even beyond that, right? Like let's blow. Let's if we can get past that part, right? Why is it on my roof? And if I've been driving and you pulled me over, how is the cocaine going to stick to the roof? It's going to stick to the roof.
Stop it.
He was a running back. What was his name?
Quarterback.
Quarterback. What was his name?
Works.
Black?
Yeah.
Oh.
Stop it.
I just don't. That was like
why you do a field test? How do you think that cocaine is bird poop?
Yeah.
Georgia, so this is Statesboro,
right?
Yeah. Boom.
And whoever those law enforcement officers were.
No, this is in South Carolina.
Oh,
he was in South Carolina.
Well,
it's not like that makes that any better.
Yeah, it actually worse, right?
But I felt what you were saying though.
Yeah,
because we know about Statesboro.
Statesboro and Athens, you know how their cops are.
Yeah.
But those particular cops failed the narcotics section of training. How do you mistake bird poop for cocaine?
I actually would do a civil suit based on the fact of what he may have went through in school. You know what I mean? What if he got kicked off the team, or you know what I mean? Because that would have initially off top, right? Like, dude, you off the team because you had coke.
On the roof. He's been driving for speed. He's been speedy now.
Right.
And it's coke.
And it's cocaine on the roof still. It's just, what kind of cocaine is this? That must be a bomb or something. Like, it got to be the best cocaine in the world.
Go ahead. You have one, G?
Yeah, I got one. Mine goes to Nick Saban. Came out earlier this week and said that the Power 5 schools, the Alabama wants to have a full schedule playing Power 5 teams, in which they would play 10 games against Power 5 schools. But we know in the middle of it, or probably in November, right before they play Auburn, they're going to play Alabama State or
no. They're gonna play McDonald's Tech.
McDonald's Tech. Excuse me. McDonald's Tech.
Greater Western Maine.
Quick Trip State.
Quick Trip
right. Southeast North Dakota
you give them too
State.
Much.
No. It'll be like Walmart
University.
Walmart Tech.
Right.
Target A&M.
Keep
No.
Keep going.
No, it's Walmart Polytech. There's always a Polytech.
Right, not regular tech. It's Polytech. IHOP U.
Right.
University of
Chick-fil-A
Kroger.
State.
University of Kroger.
Dash Publix.
Chick-fil-A State.
Right. You already know.
You know that's going to be in the middle of the
you
schedule.
know it's going no matter
like
what.
Right before Auburn, too, because that's
always,
going to be, Auburn is that game that's going to give them a little rough. So they're going to play them right, put them right there.
But
they need a break before they play Auburn.
Right.
Honestly, that would be dope for them to do that if they could play. But you already know they're going, like you said.
Kroger State.
Y'all lucky I wasn't there because I would have asked that. This is for Saban. This is Raphael from the 3-point conversion. My question to Saban is, that is great and I understand that, but when you play Auburn like you usually do, would you play Taco Bell University right before, or are you going to take them out of schedule?
And because if you see them around town, it's University of Taco Bell at KFC.
At KFC, right? Oh man. All right, I feel you, G. All right, man. We're going to take a quick break. Then we're going to talk about this so-called Rich Paul rule that the NCAA has came up with. Keep it here.
Please stay plugged in, tuned in, all that.
Let me break down to y'all what's so dope about the 3-point conversion. First of all, everybody is a fan of the game first. Second of all, everybody is a student of the game second. And third of all, we're the average sports fan just like everybody else. We're not coming in here, walking with our nose tipped high, acting snooty, acting brand new. This is a grassroots organization. Bar none. The 3-point conversion, where fans' opinions matter. Be sure to visit the website www.the3pointconversion.com. Get your fix, get your articles, multimedia, and everything else that you, as a sports fan, need. So again, the3pointconversion.com. It's where it's at, man, where fans' opinions matter. Happy Saturday, sports fans. It's your boy Sherm, a.k.a. the Lord of the Beats, and you are currently inside the 3-point conversion sports lounge with my man's Mr. Controversy, D Intellectual, and of course my dog G behind the boards. Cheers to the freaking weekend.
All right, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Yo, shout out to Armchair Quarterbacks APP. That's the comment of the day, man. In the movies, they always taste the Coke.
Ain't nobody taste the Coke.
Ain't nobody taste it.
Or even better yet, the little, don't they have a little
dilute thing?
The thing on the where they do it on the side of the road, like the road. Why y'all ain't put the poop in there and just? Oh, it's not turning. No, we're going to take you to jail. We're going to cost you this money because, mind you, we're in South Carolina, so it's bail bond.
It's that special kind of Coke.
No, you know why?
It's able to detect and not turn colors because it's stuck to the roof too.
No,
that's why.
No, what it was is the other cop, and it was like they told the other cop, all right, can you just test it? Man, that's like bird poop. I ain't touching that.
I don't have my gloves.
Right. You try.
I ain't touching that.
But think about everything that go with that, right? Because South Carolina, so it's no release on your own cognizance. So you got to get a bail bond, which going to cost you, and you got to go to court. Come on, man, over some bird poop.
Bruh. All right, so that's probably a Christmas story also with the cops. They laughing at it. But anyway, the famous rule, I'm going to let D, because D been getting, he's been wanting to talk about this. So go ahead. I want you to read the rule.
So it's the misconception of it's the Rich Paul rule, where with the rule, for players that's gonna I believe so. They said test the waters of the NBA,
right?
That for the agent that they're gonna hire has to have, I believe it's a bachelor's. 3 years with the NBA PA already, and they also have to have an interview in Indianapolis with the NCAA.
A test. They'll take an exam.
An exam.
Like with the Scantron and stuff.
Right, that's ridiculous. First off, so it's a lot of different ways we can go with this. So first, initially, it's institutionalized racism. Period. That's it. That's all. But also, who are you, the NCAA, to affect my money or have anything to do with my money? It was always, at first, we want to make sure that they stay amateurs, right, and keep their amateur status and everything like that. They saying this is in the best interest of the players. It's not. It's trying to be in the best interest of the NCAA because all they care about is their money and their bottom line. If this rule was one of those type of rules, let's look at Kawhi's uncle, Dennis, right? He didn't do any of that, and Kawhi seems to he's done a pretty good job as far as being Kawhi's agent and everything, right? Rich Paul, he's done a great job. He doesn't have a degree. He has a lot of the top talent in the NBA. Just got Draymond for 4-year agreement for $100 million. I think he has something with a no trade clause kind of thing in there, and then it has a trade kicker. You know what I mean? Like, which isn't normal. You know what I mean? So he's coming up with things, but it's more so one of the reasons is so this is what I wanted to go into also. So this is probably going to be the first and only time I agree ever in life
NCAA?
With Jason Whitlock.
Oh, Jason Whitlock. Okay, go ahead.
Like, I mean, listen again to what I just said. This is probably the first and only time ever in life I'm going to agree with Jason Whitlock. I really can't stand him. Don't really have a place for him. Don't really rock with him. However, what he said was that it's not the Rich Paul rule, which I kind of agree. The reason I agree with is because, again, it's for the players testing the draft waters. Rich Paul goes with top 10 picks guaranteed, right? Like, you're not going to be a late first-round pick and Rich Paul is beating your door down to try to sign you. You're not going to the G League and Rich Paul is thinking about signing you. Rich Paul is going for the top tier. And also with that, Rich Paul himself may not do it, right? He may send somebody that's in his Clutch Sports that has a degree, that has it. So I don't want to call it the Rich Paul rule, but I don't like the rule, and I do think it's institutionalized racism.
I agree that like there are ways around this. Like he's the founder and owner of Clutch Sports. I'm sure he has other agents that have degrees.
Right.
So it's not like
Right. He can't do it.
And if he's going to be representing more players, it's going to be the top players. He represents, of course, LeBron, Anthony Davis, Ben Simmons, Draymond, John Wall, I think also. So he's going to be representing all-star caliber players. I do think I heard someone say this, that it's not really to prevent Rich Paul from doing anything. It's to prevent the next Rich Paul.
Yeah.
Like Rich Paul met LeBron selling throwback jerseys out of his trunk.
Right.
So it's to prevent, like, not to prevent that kind of entrepreneurial spirit or anything, but just to prevent someone coming out of nowhere,
Right.
to be this super agent. They want someone who is more established or does it, quote unquote, the right way.
But specifically a black man.
Yeah, and it's to keep people out. Is it to keep black people out? I could see it that way.
Yeah.
And it's funny that it's just the NBA, right? Not NFL agents.
Well, in the NFL,
MLB.
I think there are more strict rules with the NFL.
Right.
Like you have to have, you do have to have a degree, but it has to be in like a certain field. It has to be in.
But here's my thing, though. This is my thing. I agree, and like you said, it is racial. As far as the way they're doing it, it's horrible. They tell they're trying to weed people out. But at the same time, like Jesus talked about the NFL, and I agree, first of all, I agree the fact that I think experience is a better teacher than going to college.
Right.
I mean, I definitely agree. Like, I want to go back to learn more, but I didn't get my degree. I went to school for journalism, and I didn't finish. I knew what I wanted to do. And look what I got right now. You know what I'm saying? But I still want to go back eventually, but experience is the best teacher. But for them to say, all right, this is what we have to do, requirements, you need a degree, let's get a degree. I mean,
but I think that a big part of the thing with me, right, is like you said, it's the NFLPA that has it, right?
Yeah, they have more strict.
Right.
So if the NBA would have done something like that,
that would have been a different ball game. They're coming up with their rules for the NCAA to do it. It's another way for their revenue stream to benefit them, not the student athlete, and it's going to also benefit bigger agencies, right? Not the small entrepreneur one-man show that may have met this guy and helped him, and now I'm able to do this and help you. But also another sidebar is everything with this NBA, NFL, right? There's none of this with the baseball or hockey.
Well,
but look, like somebody just said, though, like my man Armchair, he keep coming up with these fire quotes. He said, it's the Master P rule. Ricky Williams, when he represented Ricky Williams, that was the worst deal
ever.
Ricky Williams signed a 10-year deal for $1.8 million.
That much?
But
that's what bonuses. Look, and the bonus was like he got to catch, what was it, like 60 passes? Something crazy. He had to catch 60 passes. He had to get like 15 touchdowns. Like,
touche with that, but we talking about something from 15 years ago. 20 years ago that hasn't happened again. But then you got these startups, Rock Nation, Clutch. You got these that's putting their players in different positions. Rich Paul got, what was that, Darius Baisley got him $1 million and an internship with New Balance to learn this side of the game. And he still was wasn't he a lottery pick or 15 or 16, something like that?
He was still first round.
Right, still first round pick, so he's guaranteed a 4-year contract with the team option for the 5th year. You come out and prove what you got to do what you got to do, and see that's what they want to stop. They want to, you know what I mean? But me personally, I think it's going to hurt them more than it thinks it's going to help them.
Right.
Well, yeah, more players are going. I think it's going to be it's little by little, but with Darius Baisley doing the internship and just training for the draft, then you have R.J. Hampton, who was a top player coming out of high school. He was going to Australia. LaMelo Ball's going to Australia, even though he was never going to play college basketball. But I think more players are going to do that, like go around the college basketball world to get ready for the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
I think that trend's going to continue if the NCAA continues to make these kind of
ridiculous rules,
these rules to get control back.
Yeah, and instead of them trying to go forward and help more, they're steadily going backwards. Here's a tidbit. It's a $250 application fee and a $1,250 certification fee to complete the process. So we're going to get this $1,500 up out you.
Right.
And again, it's just basketball, which is 56% black in Division I. Come on, man.
I just wonder what's with the written test. Do you have to have the Scantron or is it the Blue Book?
Yeah, this is crazy, man. But that's like Chris Broussard said. I think I like what he said about, if especially with us, black children going to college, if this is what you feel, and if you feel it's something, let's go to HBCU schools.
One of the biggest dudes who was under investigation, Andy Miller, had an undergraduate degree. So it has nothing to do with ethics. Having a bachelor's degree has nothing to do with ethics. Come on.
Yeah. So
it's about a money grab by the NCAA.
All right.
Man.
We're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back.
This is Mari Stoudemire, and you listen to 3 Point Conversion Radio.
Have you been looking for a radio station that gives you sports?
I don't believe it! It's a touchdown!
Entertainment?
Are you not entertained?
And other special interest talk shows?
Well, isn't that special?
All on one app?
Yo, that's dope. What app is that?
It's the Real 1100 AM app for WWE. Grab it for free in your Google Play or Apple App Store today.
What's up? This is Gilbert Arenas, Agent Zero of the Enemies, rocking with the 3 Point Conversion Radio. Y'all tune in. Holla at your boy.
All right, we are back inside the 3 Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Big Three. I don't know if y'all still keeping up with the Big Three, but y'all need to. Great play. Great action right now. And your man, Joe Johnson, is tearing it up. Like, he's, they have the 4-point play, and the fact that he was able to win a game trailing by 2, and he won on a step back 4-point play. I mean, we have a 4-point shot, and he took a 4-point shot and hit it all net for the game winner, which is crazy. Like, again, I think I don't know if everybody is really paying attention to what's going on, but man, I'm telling you, I need to watch the Big Three, and I think he's doing a good service for him because people are starting to watch more. People are going to the games, and before we go any further, I want to give the standings. Right now, here are the standings. Let's see. The triplets are 6-1. I don't know how they're 6-1. They got to be 5-1. 5-1. Power is 5-1. Trilogy is 4-2. How you say the name again? Bivouac is 4-3. And Killer Threes are 4-3, and the rest they've won 3 games or less. So the top 3 teams are Trilogy, Power, and Triplets. So
the ball hogs need to just go on to the crib.
Yeah, they I don't know. But either or, so with you see players like Joe Johnson, who was taking the lead by storm, Amari Stoudemire, who stepped up. Steven Jackson's always been Steven Jackson, but I guess, like I said, the bigger names with Joe Johnson. Even with John Smith, he hadn't played in a long time, but he's been playing well. But Stoudemire, the big names, do you think this will help bring bigger names that's retired or has been out, league 8 years to the NBA? And I'm not talking about necessarily the Kobe Bryants. And you never know, though, but will it bring bigger names? So before, the first year, you had names that you knew of, but for the most part, it was just like they were coming off the bench when they played. They weren't starters ever, except for Jason Williams maybe and Rashard Lewis. But other than that, Al Harrington is cool, but he was a big name at the time in the Big Three, but not in the NBA. But now, like I said, with an Amari, with Joe Johnson, do you think this will help bring bigger names to the sport?
I mean, I definitely think so. Just based off year over year, excuse me, and it don't have to be because of the Joe Johnson, right? I think just overall, as the league continues to succeed, it's going to continuously bring people to the league. As we saw this year, Joe Johnson came. Lamar Odom came for a period of time. Some people, it's getting bigger, more players are coming. And I think that it's just going to continue to grow over time.
What names, like, you think
I don't think the Kobe's are going to play. I think for, like, I don't want to say the Kobe's. I don't want to say the Kobe's. Let me say Kobe.
Yeah, right.
Right? Because for me, it's like Kobe's just done. You know what I mean? Like, he's cool with basketball. He may do some other things inside of basketball, whether it's the AAU. He wants kids to play more sports because it builds character and things like that. So I think he'll be in it in that aspect. But as far as playing, I think Kobe's definitely done, man.
Right. But I think like a Paul Pierce, you see a Paul Pierce. Chauncey was more so trying to get into management.
He's trying to get into management.
So
he's trying to be a GM.
That's why
you know what I mean?
He couldn't. I get that, but I think Paul Pierce. If Dwayne,
I would like to see a Paul Pierce, but I don't think he is.
You don't think he would?
He would, because he looks more like he want to be on the announcing side and that side.
But
he's gotten the attention from his hot takes on TV.
Yeah,
so.
And once he get that, like, to get back into basketball, it's gonna, like, I think, pull away from.
Yeah, but I was gonna say, but you can still get to the point where you can do that. You know what I'm saying?
But will he have the time? You got to figure this is going to be every week, right? Then you got to practice at least with these guys. What they practice maybe once or twice a week, maybe.
Right. So, do you?
I'm trying to think of some.
Do you see anybody else, G, that just retired or was like, who I mean, he want to keep playing. Who might be able to do it? Who might consider it? And I think he's cool about it. Vince might do it. Melo.
Vince is probably going to be a big no. He's going to be on TV.
He want to be on TV.
Yeah,
and he's going to be. There's going to be a lot of networks
that want to rock with him.
That want
I think
his
he got
services.
a telecommunications degree too.
But but that's what I'm saying. You have a lot of players that do network because the game is between. If Vince want to do NBA, this is
Look, man, Vince
between the NBA
Vince done
seasons.
played 75 years. When he retired, he can retire like
right. But I just
be done with basketball.
But I just think with because he can still jump. You know what I'm saying? And them players love that.
See, for me, Joe Johnson is dominating because he is like he could still be in the league.
But that's what I'm saying. You still got players that might.
But I don't think it's a segue back into the NBA. I just don't. I just don't.
I don't think it is. I mean, some players like believe there is an opportunity.
Right.
Like maybe I could play well enough. Anyway, could play well enough to get a look, but it is not a path back.
I don't know, but I don't think it is now. I think it's starting to be because now you got two players that's gotten the look. So now these are the players.
But I don't think it's going to happen that often. It's
Well,
not going to happen that often
but
to
it
where
can-
teams are going to come by like, oh, well, let's see how this guy's playing.
Well,
in this
the
league.
reason why I think it can because you have players that retired before they wanted to. You know, they just not in the league. But you watch them play, and it's like, oh, this guy, he still has the talent. Like, for instance, I could see, it was before it came out, but I could see Gerald Green. Let's say if Big Three was out, Gerald Green probably would have played Big Three, and then this guy still can shoot. This guy still can. It's like with Amari is showing that he still has stamina to play, and that's why they letting him play. Now I'm not saying everybody, but I think it'll help certain. I think it helps certain players get back into the league.
You think it's gonna help Amari?
Yeah, I think he's gonna get in the league.
He's gonna get back in the league.
He's already worked out for. He's already said he's.
I know he worked out for teams, but I don't think he's gonna get back in the league. Still.
It's hard to see that.
Yeah, it's a 3-on-3 half court.
But I think
not even because of how they play.
But I think you're looking at the fact that Amari's not going to be start. No, but he can come off the bench and be serviceable. You see, he still can jump. He's still athletic. On a 3-on-3, it's easier to me in the NBA than a 3-on-3 because 3-on-3 you got to guard perimeter. In the NBA, you can kind of step back. You can stay by the rim. 3-on-3, you gotta guard out in the perimeter. I just think if the right person, I'm not saying it's gonna happen for everybody, but I think for players that have retired and wants to play in the NBA or is out the league, it gives them that chance. But let me ask you this though: Do you think there's a reason why? You think there's a reason why
older players come
or
to play?
Big names? Do you think it's because of the legacy?
I think that could probably play a part in it because, I mean, imagine Nitty getting off on somebody that been in the NBA and it just has this legacy.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or imagine, nothing against him, Gennaro Pargo or
right.
Jamario Moon or, you know what I mean? Somebody like getting off on Melo.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So maybe so. But a lot of the big names, as I said, like some of them like they done with basketball. A lot of times when a lot of these basketball players get done, like they are fully done with basketball. Like they,
right.
You know what I mean?
And I do think that's part of the reason certain players played the game and gave it their all. It's like, man, I'm through.
I'm tired. Like I need my family. I want to be my family. I want because this is still a commitment. Like every weekend commitment for what, like 3 months, like 2-3 months.
Yeah, about 3 months.
But you know, one player would have played back then if it was out back then, of course, Jordan.
Oh
yeah, Jordan always wanted to compete,
and it wasn't during the season.
Yeah, and he always felt like he could play.
Dude, he would have scored the 50.
All 50. All 54.
And I think I think that's why it just takes one big name. If let's say if Kobe decided if he did come back and he played, or if once he retired he played, I really think
more people would because of the competitive level would change.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like I could see that if he did do it, then more people gonna be like, man, Kobe out there. That's gonna be some good games.
With like some big names, they feel like they don't need it. Like the first year, Allen Iverson was there, but he barely played.
Right.
Well, he couldn't play,
but he didn't need to play.
Right.
Right. But I'm saying, but it was more of just to play. But he was.
But imagine the attendance if he did play.
Right. It was though. But he was part of the upper management. That's why he was there, and they used him as a face. He said it. But he was like, the reason why I don't play is I'm almost 40 years old. I can't play. Like, my knees are gone. But I'm saying, but you look at the Jordans and all of them, them would have played, Jordan would have played. Like, because I don't know why, they just love basketball. It was more of, I want to play. And then playing against each other and still pick up. Magic Johnson. Magic probably still trying to play, and they probably like, nah, Magic, you can't play. You over the age limit. But I'm just saying, but it seemed like.
Man, that would have been some good games, though.
Yeah. So,
imagine them dudes out there playing 3-on-3.
But all right, man. We'll see, though. Like I said, but shout out to the Big Three anyway. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Right back.
Hey, this is Gary Payton. Y'all listen to 3 Point Conversion Radio. It's the bomb.
Have a sports injury? Need to see an orthopedic doctor? Ortho Atlanta is one of Metro Atlanta's largest orthopedic and sports medicine practices, providing orthopedic and sports medicine care for the whole family. With 37 physicians and 14 offices, the practice provides the highest level of care for injury of muscles, joints, bones, and spine. Ortho Atlanta offers convenient access to a full range of musculoskeletal surgeons and specialists. Ortho Atlanta also offers on-site physical therapy, pain management care, MRI imaging, and workers' compensation care. The Ortho Atlanta surgery centers in Austell and Fayetteville provide cost-effective, same-day surgical procedures in an accredited outpatient center. Hip, knee, shoulder, back pain? Ortho Atlanta has you covered with specialists in all areas. Same-day appointments, orthopedic care for the whole family. Ortho Atlanta, Atlanta's choice for orthopedic and sports medicine care. Learn more at www.orthoatlanta.com.
Yeah, this is CJ Edwards with the Chicago Cubs, known as Carl Edwards Jr. I am now on the 3 Point Conversion. Holla at your boy.
All right, we are back inside a 3 Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Shout out to Carl Edwards. I hate that he got traded, but oh well. You know, still thank for the drop. Like, won't be playing that anymore. But Major League Baseball, man, it's anytime, you know, we talk football, and when it's football, when it's time for football and it's heating up, what does that mean, D? That baseball is
about to get interesting.
About to get
this
is that time
that's
right
when
now.
it be on fire.
Especially when it comes close to that second trade deadline.
Yeah,
you know it's getting real.
Getting sweaty. It's gonna get, you know, everybody. Is this what people don't say is, you know how everybody say they hate baseball, don't watch baseball. Everybody watching in September, October.
You should be.
It's a different ball game, baby.
All right, so go through the standings right quick. In the AL East, Yankees have a 9.5 game lead over the Tampa Bay Rays, who are 67-50. That's the Rays. Of course, the Yankees are 76-40.
Reds, it's over for them Sox. Red Sox.
Red
They
Sox,
won it
right.
last year, right?
Right.
They don't even make the playoffs.
That's one thing about baseball. You win it.
Look at them Yankees, though, man.
Yeah, the Yankees look good. the AL Central Cleveland Indians are tied with the Minnesota Twins.
Called them.
Question: do you think the Twins have enough to come up? Have enough to win this division, though?
I don't know. You remember they were up like 12 games. We was
Right.
like, but we still was saying it's still early. It's still early.
Right.
And now Cleveland has went on that run, and when you get hot this late in the season,
right,
you get hot. And look at the streak. Cleveland won 4. Minnesota done lost 4. So that's 4-game lead just then.
So, but listen, with Minnesota,
it's what 46 games left.
So they lost because they lost the last 4.
Right.
So because they lost the last 4, they're trending down. But do you think when maybe a week or two now they can kind of, is it the ship has sank, or all right, we went through that rough stretch, now let's get back up? That's what I'm asking.
I mean, you got to even look. In the last 10, they're 5-5. So they were 5-1 and just lost 4 in a row. So they were trending horribly, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I think that this is just going to be a fight for the remainder of the season. Yeah, between them two, it's going to be a fight between them two.
Right.
And if they actually look like they are going to be the wild card team too, so whoever doesn't win is more than likely who's the person that's tied, like Minnesota. Well, they're tied, so they can't be. But let's say Minnesota loses and they're half a game out. They're going to be in the
lead.
wild card.
So
league.
that's right. All right. So AL West, you have the Houston Astros. They have a 10-game lead over the Oakland A's.
And they just got the starting pitcher. They just got somebody.
Greinke.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's wow. Now the A's are still in the wild card.
Right.
They have, and just like the Rays, so it's still open for that.
Definitely.
All right. In the NL, we're going to start Central first. NL Central, the Cubs have a 2.5-game lead on the Milwaukee Brewers and a 3-game lead over the Cardinals. The Cardinals, they're 3-7 their last 10, but they won last night.
Right.
The Bucks have won 4 in a row.
Right.
And
Which got them into second place.
And then Cubs lost last night.
But before that, they were on a
with this race streak. Though. What do you see? So do you think all 3 teams get in?
Because the Nationals looking a lot better than St. Louis right now.
Yeah, but we're still a lot of games left.
Right, it's still a lot. I mean, I could see that. I just don't want the Cubs to have to play the wild card game. I can't stand the wild card game, dude. It's one game, man. It's like either take it away or make it a series or something. Like one game, man.
I'd like to when it was whoever two divisions,
pennant, right? The pennant.
Whoever wins, you win the division. All right, you're in the LCS now.
No, I didn't like that. I'm glad he changed that. That was
it used to be like, okay, you have the best record in the league. You're in the World Series,
right? I'm glad it changed. That's horrible.
You know what part that I did hate? I hated when the All-Star game winner determined the home team for the World Series. That was ridiculous.
All right, so the NL West. The Dodgers have a 30-game lead over they have a 17-game lead. Wow.
And they have by far, well, not by far, by about a game, the best record.
Here's the crazy part of this. They have a 17-game lead over the Arizona Diamondbacks. The Diamondbacks are still in the hunt for a wild card. What the heck? Wow.
And people are pretty much giving the Dodgers and the Habs, like, that's who's going to be in the World Series. But, like,
Dodgers going to choke.
For me, that's what I'm saying. For me, September baseball is a different game, man. It's a different game.
All right, so the NL East, the Atlanta Braves, they have a 6.5-game lead over the Washington Nationals. And the Washington Nationals, the Atlanta Braves are 69-49. The Nationals are 61-54. So, and right now, they are atop of the wild card.
So with the wild card, it's the top 2 teams, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay. Just for people wondering, with the Diamondbacks, they're a game and a half back of the wild card spot.
Right, so they can get in the playoffs.
And then it's those 2 teams play each other for the last spot, one game.
Right, and so that's how it works. So,
but what I don't like about that is then they say your team made the playoffs last year. No, you didn't.
Right.
Like if you lost that one game, they say your
made
team.
The playoffs.
No, you didn't. You made the wild card game. That ain't making the playoffs.
So now talk about the Braves. They've
Acuna, baby.
Acuna, he's doing his thing. He's with the
30 and 25.
30 and 25. 30 and 25 lead. Since Chipper, I think Chipper was the last one to do it. I know that at one point it was 25-25, and Chipper and Andrew Jones has that feat.
Right, but
go ahead, G.
Yeah, or I thought
think
Andrew
he's
Jones had a 30, at least a 30-30.
He did.
So both of them, I guess, did then.
Yeah,
I know
I
the
think-
last thing I saw was 30-20.
And Chipper was the
25-25.
last to do it or something, right?
Yeah, Chipper was the last to do it, I think.
I think Chipper was the last to do 30 and 25. But Andrew Jones was the last to do 30 and 30. I think that's what it is.
Well, no, Andrew Jones. Oh, right, okay. Right, yeah, because he did it after Andrew Jones left. So, Acuna could do 40 and 40.
He's on his way.
And he's on a list with steroid players. No, let me stop. I'm sorry, baseball fans, but
what you sorry about?
Man,
it's the truth. Other than Soriano,
they didn't.
But when Barry did it, he wasn't. His
Barry
neck
was.
His neck wasn't looking like a tree trunk.
He wore a size 16 and a half in his neck back then. But you got Jose Canseco, who's a Jose, Barry Bonds, Soriano,
and A-Rod.
And A-Rod. I'm surprised Trout hasn't done it yet.
Who?
Trout.
Nah.
This year, how many
He's on
stolen
his
bases?
way, I think.
Yeah.
He's on his way.
G, can you check that for me? See where he is with the stolen bases? But either or, with Acuna, is he the next star? Well, no, I think he's the next star.
Trout has 9 stolen bases.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, he's gotten older. He's not running like he used to be.
So
he's 28.
Oh. But that's older. He's been in the league 10 years almost, hasn't he?
Real. So
he's been the best player in the league for what, the last 7 or something?
So here's my question, D. So we know he's a star. First of all, like we said, can he last 3 years as a star? You know, we've seen Frank
It's only his
Coor.
second year.
Right, my point. We've seen Frank Coor.
Jeff Francoeur.
And the monster.
Jason Hayward.
Jason Hayward.
Hey, Hayward's back.
No, he's not a star, though.
He
He was
is.
supposed to be a star. He was a star. I'm talking about, we deemed him in Atlanta as
He was the next Willie Mays.
Willie Mays, right. So
his bat just went.
So my question is, we've answered, we know he'd probably be the next star, but is it less pressure or more pressure knowing the fact that you have Joseph Martinez, you have Trae Young, you have Julio in Atlanta as well? Do you think it's less?
I think it's less pressure because it's baseball and people aren't as is not as much around the social media. And I mean, I think Trae has a lot of pressure because of what he did in Oklahoma. You know what I mean? Shooting at Steph Curry type threes and doing this. You know, as far as Martinez.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you not to. We heard you.
Yeah, we heard that.
We heard you. Yeah, he's
all of
talking
that.
right.
Right, which I knew Martinez anyway, but with him, we already talked about their fans.
What do you say?
we talked about their fans, right? We already talked about the United fans.
Oh, man. Go ahead.
We talked about the United fans.
Right.
They it's everywhere, and they won a title last year.
Uh-huh.
So that's a lot of pressure.
I don't know if they heard that or not, but well, you sound like
that y'all made it.
You sound like that person at school when they be trying to whisper and they can't. We get in trouble anyway. You might as well just say it out loud. I kind of agree. I think, but no, I'll disagree for this. Now, because of those players, and those players are doing great. All right, bro. What are you going to do now? Like, you're the star in Atlanta. You got to keep it up. You got to keep up.
Every they've all done something to kind of establish themselves,
right,
as a fixture in the Atlanta sports market. I mean, Julio's like 30 now, so he's been here a while.
Yeah, he's established.
Trae Young had the hype coming in. Joseph Martinez bringing Atlanta to a championship,
and then breaking a record, with the most goals and the MVP and all of that. He
should be a superstar here.
I think he is though.
If he walked past somebody like we do with the Mike Trout.
Yeah, I mean, well,
right?
It depends on who it is.
Well, yeah, he's not like Mike Trout status,
no, he's
in which
not,
I won't recognize him.
Right.
But would that be because you cover him?
Well, no,
he never covered. Yeah,
I know what he looks like.
Right. Yeah, he's all over. Go ahead.
As far as like how other athletes are marketed, especially if they're in NFL or NBA, how those players are marketed, I don't think it's the same with MLS. It's not as bad as with Major League Baseball, but I think if there were a bigger push to market these players, I think we would see Jose Martinez out there easily.
I think another thing that Acuna got for him, he doesn't have this big contract hanging over him.
Right. Well,
like
that's his fault.
No, but I mean,
it's
agent's fault.
Yeah.
Well, he said the reason he said he took it because he wanted to make sure his family was good for the rest of his life, no matter what happened.
Actually, the contract makes sense though. Like I when I looked at everything, but look, Armchair said that. He said that no pressure on Trae Young because nobody's at the games. Believe it or not, though, they're at the games. They're at the games now. Like
it's when picking up, and it's definitely becoming better than it was.
When Memphis was there and everybody was there, it was like it was sold out and like, huh? I had to look over to the next guy and was like, hey. Don't they realize these are the Grizzlies playing?
The way they was happy with the picking Cam Reddish, it might be more pressure on Cam Reddish than it is on the right. For real, reaction for Cam Reddish,
you're not lying,
dude. Like the reaction for him was ridiculous.
And he wasn't even the
he wasn't
first.
They did it like he wasn't even the second best player on Duke. Wow.
Like he got pressure, dog. He's probably not even gonna start.
Yeah, but hopefully he does.
The fans have no idea what DeAndre Hunter looks like.
Right. None.
They see Joseph Martinez, they probably think that's DeAndre Hunter. No, I'm just kidding. All right, man, we're gonna take.
They think it's Ronald.
Like DeAndre Hunter was the fourth. DeAndre Hunter was the fourth pick, and it was like, yeah, hi, cool.
All right, man. We're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
What's good, family? I'm Marlon Sucker Free Jones, a Sucker Free Life double LC, and I'm locked in every Saturday to the best sports show on the planet, the 3-point conversion, where no team or no player is off limits. So let's talk sports, the best of the best, the worst of the worst, and everything in between. Can you dig that?
It's time to get in the mind of Mr. Controversy and the Intellectual with What's on My Mind.
All right, we're back. All right, man. This next segment, What's on My Mind, where we get to talk about what is on our minds, uninterrupted. You know, what's just, you know what I'm saying? We hollering at y'all. This is what's on my mind. It's what it is. We don't vent. All right, so what is on my mind? I got a lot of things on my mind. Football is back. But I honestly want to talk about this Carmelo Anthony situation. Man, I hope someone give him a chance, really. I don't know what Carmelo did to deserve all of this. Even in New York, like, we know Carmelo is not a bad teammate. People love him. Even his last year in New York, he started to show signs of being that guy that you come to. Like, he was, this guy in the locker room that would give advice, help the young guys and everything. Yeah, he loved to score. And I understand that right now, Golden State has made it to where everybody's trying to pass the ball and, playing team ball. You still have your stars, though. But for him to deserve this, we can call him a Hall of Famer, one of the greatest scorers in the game, and he still can play. I mean, he still give you 15, 17 points. He's loyal. we saw, I mean, probably loyal to money, but he's loyal. We saw him stay with New York. Or he's loyal to his wife because she told him to, but either or.
Is he? My fault.
But either or. Well, I don't see. There you go. I'm not saying that. Anyway, I'm not going there with you, man. So let me take that back. I don't know. But he's loyal to New York. We'll just keep it at that. So my thing is, though, for him to be on the team and they don't let him play and they keep him locked in, that's not right. They don't trade him. They could have got value for him. Then we don't know right now, but it seems like teams don't want to mess with him. USA like, we good player. And USA taking players, like, as a matter of fact, I got an email yesterday. We get emails, but I got an email personally asking that I want to play for the USA select team. So for the simple fact they won't take whatchamacallit, that's not right. Do you want to give me a stop it, but
stop it. I'm looking for it.
You can say stop it, but it's the truth. Like, the players they had, you can't tell me you watched the game yesterday with some players. I'm like, dang, who was that? Like, did they get him from the G League? Like, they had G League players playing last night.
Yeah, Bam Adebayo.
Yeah, but anyway, my whole point is he's played enough, man, and he's done enough for the league. Why not give this guy a chance? Why is he going through this? This shouldn't happen. He hadn't done anything. He hadn't made no quotes or anything. I don't understand. That's what's on my mind.
You want to know what he did? He did what Allen Iverson did and didn't do what Vince Carter did.
He said he was like, with Houston. He said he was willing to come off the bench.
Right. But initially, when everything first was, what was the thing? He's still Carmelo. He still wants to be this. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying it's right or wrong. But when that happens, it kind of, and then where is he really going to go and fit? And you know what I'm saying? It's maybe a couple places, maybe. Charlotte, the Lakers.
He said he want to play. That's it.
Yeah, I agree. So what's on my mind? It's not even sports related today. It's more so family related. This past weekend, while I wasn't on the show, I was able to go to Hazelhurst, Mississippi, and see some family members that I hadn't seen in 15, 20 years. It's my father's side of the family. He rests in peace. Wasn't able to go down there as much. But man, I wouldn't change nothing last weekend, me going over there and spending the time there. I wouldn't trade it for anything. I would have been at the Hall of Fame game, could have been at the Big Three, could have been doing a lot of other things, but I wouldn't trade anything in the world for what I did this past weekend. I was able to see some cousins, uncles, my grandmother, that I haven't been able to see in a long time. And just some of those cousins, just throw out some names, because I definitely told them I was going to give them a shout-out. Carcita, Bubba, Kenzie, Steve, BJ, Nicole, Nisi, Steven, Travis, Demond, Kamisha, Monique, Adriana, Tony, Taisha, Donnell, and Amanda, all Pendletons. Shout out. Me and my cousin Bruce said we definitely going to try to come there more than just when it's the family reunion or anything's going on. We're going to try to come there a lot more often. When we were younger, it was never really fun because it's the South. There's really nothing to do. It's like one of them small towns. But now that we're older, we're able to hang out with our family, see people, and realizing how special, how it is to have that bond with your family, and to hold that name Pendleton and to have it is real big, and just what's going on in this world today. You never know what's going to happen. Rest in peace to John Abercrombie. He died last week, about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, from a heart attack. It's a guy that I grew up with. And then I just got a call that another guy that I grew up with died yesterday or either this morning from a heart attack also. So all that brings everything into perspective for your family, friends. And it's funny that every time you get off, you say love family, friends, cousins, and all that, love hard. Because you never know when your last day is going to happen or what's going to happen. So, man, just being able to go and spend time with my family, man, I wouldn't trade that for anything. And, man, everyone that I saw, that I mentioned, I love y'all, and Pendleton's forever. And that's what's on my mind.
All right, cool. Bubba in your family, too? Oh, everybody got a Bubba, that's right. I thought you were talking about Bubba from on 23rd and 9th. All right. If you hear this music, you already know what it means. It means it's time to let you go. But before we let you go, we have a couple of shout-outs. And stay tuned because you might be part of it. First of all, I want to thank the Almighty God for giving me this opportunity to do what I do, say what I say. Give me this platform to have people listen to me, seek what I'm going to say, make people happy, upset, mad when they give me the stop it button. And thank God that we didn't have Jerry on last week for Jerry to say, thank you, Raphael.
Thank you, Raphael.
Anyway,
he need to get a stop it too. Jerry need to get a stop it trying to pay them boys how he trying to play
right.
them.
No, he said he about to pay him. But anyway, we also want to thank our sponsors. I want to thank Ortho Atlanta. I want to thank Seneca's Barbershop. Also, I want to thank all the sponsors who sponsored us for the trip to Canton, Ohio. We appreciate you. I want to thank my engineer G. I want to thank my road dog, The Intellectual.
Man, I just want to thank again, like I always do every week, friends, family, everybody that tuned in and that will continue to tune in everywhere that we are. We appreciate y'all. Without y'all, there is no us. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. What was his name? Armchair.
Yeah.
Appreciate him because he came up with some very good points on
everything. He listened to the whole show.
And listened to the whole show. Definitely appreciate that, man. Again, appreciate all family, friends, and everybody that listen. And just going to continue this thing. And this, again, it's just the beginning of something special.
All right, Armchair, if you listen, you need to holler at me, man. Controversial Raphael, hit me up. I got something for you I think you will like. Also, I want to thank my beautiful wife, my children, lovely children, family and friends, my uncles, aunties, cousins, nephews, nieces, grandparents, brothers and sisters, play cousins. Also, love family. Let family know that you love them while they're still here. Have a great weekend. Eat good. Do some exercise. Watch some sports. Still got football. Got the big three. Got baseball. A lot of sports. Do
Definitely
that.
got a couple football games
today
too.
Tonight.
Right?
And have a.
If you don't feel like watching football, just go outside. Go see a movie or something.
Yeah, that too.
Or take a nap.
The Brian Banks movie. Go watch the Brian Banks movie.
Is that out yet?
It came out. Yeah, it came out.
So it's in the theaters.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why I thought that was gonna come on BET. So that's what's up.
Because it looked like dude that's in it. It's the dude that's playing Brian Banks.
Yeah.
That's what made you
he
think
be on
it's
BET and all that. So
straight to
shout out to him. Shout out to him though.
That's a sad movie though. I don't know if I want to see it, man.
Right. I know, right? But anyway, next week, same time, same show, same crazy host, same sports nonsense. Will you miss me? I'm out. Peace.
Peace.
You just got done listening to the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Be sure to follow us on our Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook accounts at the 3-Point Conversion. And also make sure you check out our website, the3pointconversion.com. Be sure to follow us live and listen every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern.
Stop it.